Beauty Blend podcast, where we delve deep into the world of beauty from the inside out. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Brittany.
And we're so excited because today we have a special guest. Her name is Kat Lockhart. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate
so honored
it.
To be here.
We're going to let Kat introduce herself and kind of give us an explanation of all the stuff that she's done before.
Oh, my goodness.
It does now.
I told her it's going to take forever. So my name is Kat Lockhart. Currently, I am a client strategist with Vision Spark. And what we do at Vision Spark is hire C-suite level seats for small businesses and entrepreneurs, and most of them operate on business operating systems like EOS or Pinnacle or System and Soul. It's a very niche market type thing that we do, and we have a whole proven process around that is pretty in-depth and pretty intimidating for the candidate, but it's all about getting the right people in the right seats.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, what does that mean by the seats?
Because we all have a unique ability that we're more geared to, and you may not be working in yours, so we help identify and help match as well. So let's say you're a CEO of a business, or we term them visionaries. So like Stephanie and your dad would be considered visionaries. What we do is assess those individuals coming to look for that position and say whether they're a complete match to the individual. So we have a proprietary assessment. Actually, the assessment's been around 40 to 50 years, but we have built so much IP around it. We just got the trademark this last week.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
That's huge.
And so we're the only hiring firm with our own assessment now. Awesome. It's called the TIP assessment. It's the Talent Impact Profile. So we have the visionary take it. We have the top 5 candidates for that COO seat take it. We can look at 6 mental aptitudes, 10 personality dimensions, and find somebody that's the yin to their yang. There are things we know about visionaries. They tend to, personality-wise, be very impatient or disorganized, or they're full of ideas. They're thought generators, but getting their thoughts to completion and to monetizing them is often difficult. So that's why they need that person that's kind of the yang to them, that is the doer.
Okay.
And can talk them out of going down rabbit holes because they're all full, every day there's a new idea.
It's definitely my dad.
Was our dad?
Yeah.
She knows. She's laughing.
Every idea shouldn't come to fruition. And some of them, if you're trying to scale an organization, you need to complete one task before you get too far down,
Absolutely.
Definitely.
and pull them back out. So it's really kind of become our niche where we have a 95% success record at hiring integrators or COOs that stay 12 months or longer. Okay. And our placement rate is 99%, and the industry sits between 40 and 60%.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I actually had the opportunity to take the test. It was really, really cool and very thorough, but not like in an annoying way. It was just kind of interesting to see, what the questions were, and then have it analyzed back to you, and they tell you like where your skill set is and who you would work well with and where you'd place well, or what kind of. I kind of forget my results, I'll be honest. I have them, but I kind of forget. I don't know if you remember them, but
I can look them up.
Yeah,
I don't.
I didn't somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't review
but it was
yours.
Just cool. It's cool to like. It's like I wouldn't call it a personality test, but it's like a very thorough personality test to match you with the right company, really, and the company with the right person as well.
Okay. I want her to keep telling me what things that she does, but before I do, for that test, would they need to sign up to work with you to take it, or like is that accessible to everyone?
It is something that they would have to reach out to me or somebody on our team to be able to take.
Cool.
There are other companies that do it, but they don't do the consultation on the back end of it. So you could take it relatively cheaply, but you're not going to get our version.
Right.
And you're not going to get the success brackets around a certain role.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a little more to it when it comes through us.
Okay, I got it.
I think it's so important because now, like, a lot of us just you want to find a job where you're really going to be there and you're going to enjoy what you do and you're going to like fit in, and vice versa. If you're the owner, you really want someone who actually aligns with everything you say. So what a great way to really like thoroughly analyze someone to make sure they're the perfect fit for you, but you're also the perfect fit for them. It's kind of nice, I think, on both sides
Yeah.
of things.
And I would honestly say
Yeah.
my coming to Vision Spark had just that same effect. When I walked through the door, it's the only job I've ever walked through the door, and they knew I was the right person, and
Right.
I knew it. And we started off on a relationship that felt different and worked differently right from the start.
That's great.
And in our world, we talk about people's why stories. Why did you get into this, or why did you get into that? And mine was, as Steph knows, I was an entrepreneur, and I left and sold my business to move back to Central Ohio. I moved away to start that where I grew up in southeastern Ohio, and I had a daughter that was not well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And she passed away in June.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
Poor
Yeah.
mom.
It's another step.
Yes, another step.
It's another step.
Yeah.
But made the decision to do that, and really owning a business is a cathartic thing to most individuals. You feel compelled to do what you do. And my business was design, and I built tables for people, and I still do weddings, and I do wreaths and arrangements, and if it's design, it feeds my soul.
right.
And I felt like for a long time, I felt like I turned my back on God's purpose for me. And I really had a huge struggle with it. And it took about 3 years of like flipping around to different jobs. And the day I read the position profile for this, I remember turning to my husband and went, they're looking for me.
Oh, wow.
And what we do for other companies has a similar effect. Like the way we write a position profile speaks to the candidate in a personal way, because it talks about the company and talks about what they bring to the table. And for me, I learned to reframe the way I thought about what was going on to maybe God was preparing me
Absolutely.
for the seat that I sit in currently.
Right.
Absolutely.
And maybe it was ultimately, giving up my business was hard, but maybe this was the reward
For sure.
because I did it for the right reasons. Every day that passes by, I would like to jump back into it. And I work towards that. I mean, I've got a couple weddings on the books, and
Awesome.
But go back, because we kind of went off topic. She was explaining things that she does. And
Yeah.
then we started talking about design. So I
Yeah.
do want to kind of
Make
take
sure
a
we
step
explain
back.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what you were doing, I guess, before that, what you're currently doing.
So she would, So go ahead and kind of explain more. Before the Vision Sparks, you had your own business.
yes.
And you were creating items.
Creating
Yeah, so
items,
explain
and
that.
I had a little storefront as well, but I have sewed all my life, so it was full of things that I created,
Oh, nice.
basically, but I augmented it with stuff from other suppliers and other entrepreneurs that did artists that did different things. I sold their
Oh, cool.
worked as a consignment for those individual things to be sold. And so they were all local from southeastern Ohio, and we augmented with other stuff from big suppliers just to make things. But it was always looking for, like, my candle company was an Indiana company. Their candles are superb. They still make them. They're 1803. People would walk in and
Love
just
them.
and they were one of those great companies that made it unique to a zip code. Like, you had your own. Nobody else in the zip code could carry their candles.
cool.
And
I like that.
yeah.
Makes it
So
unique. So you had your whole storefront. And what kinds of, I know you refurbished some furniture too, right? And
Uh-huh.
Some of that. So what specific stuff did you create on your own?
so tables, which was a big one, and I had my own process, so that I had doors hanging in my shop that were different types of wood, so oak, poplar, pine, and the process that I used was made out of steel wool and vinegar. Like, the steel wool was dissolved in vinegar, but you use black tea to bring the tannins out in wood, and every one of them creates a different color. And so when you remove that coating, you get the mellowness of the wood and the true colors of it. And so each door was different, so that somebody ordering a table could come in and say, okay, I like the pine look or I like the oak look. Can you do my table in that? And then we talked about additional finishes, but that finish was non-toxic. So if your kids like came over and bit the table, they're not going to get any poisons from it like a traditional stain.
Cool.
So,
How'd you learn all that? Like
my dad was a contractor
Okay.
and a fireman. We built houses when I was younger, and he trained us right alongside him. We were his workforce. He didn't hire outside help. We learned to wire electric, plumb.
Wow.
I remember carrying 2 5-gallon buckets up 20-foot ladders and shaking, my knees shaking, and carrying 4x8 sheets of plywood over your head when you're 12 years old. And then it was in the 70s that we were building houses, and then the interest rates got too high, so we quit doing that and went to building split rail fence. So I learned a whole different trade at doing that.
Wow. Jack of
So
all trades.
kind of.
Yeah,
Kind
that's pretty
of.
Did you say something about interior design too, though, before?
Yeah. So I
think
do a bit
everything
of that
kind
too.
of has the energy of design. Like
It's
even
some sort of
the
designing.
Vision Quest is a design in my eyes.
Vision Sparks. Yeah.
Vision Spark, sorry.
Yeah, it
design
is.
something.
Vision Spark, the proven process behind Vision Spark is definitely a design. That one's more of taking a scientific approach to hiring and taking the gut reaction out of things. But I've never met a process I didn't love to augment or fix or, it's like I can see the holes in things. I think that's my unique ability. There's an assessment out there called Working Genius that Patrick Lencioni developed. He's a great writer as well. But it tells everybody has 6 working geniuses, and we all have 2 that shine more than others. And so if you take it, it will tell you what your top 2 are, and then it'll filter down the results within the 6.
Oh, okay.
But my top 2 are invention and discernment. And it's kind of like, discernment is the holes in the puzzle, and invention is
That's amazing. So, very, very cool. So with the interior design, what specifically, like, is there certain designs, like styles that you like to approach with? You do that depend on the person? How do you approach that?
It is.
Like we just bought a house.
Yeah. Yes, a lovely house.
How do you start that conversation off with like a client when you're doing interior design?
I like to get to know them and find out what they think is cool. Like by taking some pictures and saying, okay, do you see yourself in mid-century modern? Do you like elements of putting 2 things together? Do you like color? And what if you had to pick colors out of the sky? What are your favorite colors? And do you lean towards cool or do you lean towards warm? And and our eyes, funny enough, women have a fascinating phenomenon with their eyes. They see like way more colors than men do. More men tend to be colorblind than women.
Funny.
So that's another one of my degree is anthropology.
Oh, wow.
Got everything.
So I'm a mixed bag.
What do I want to learn about today? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that makes sense because, this is off topic, but I feel like men, they always go to red as like the
I
color.
always joke. I said, why does every man have a red room or red sheets?
I don't know.
they all have red
They all
sheets.
have like red or blue
navy.
or like a navy.
Navy
Yes,
blue.
Or sometimes they make the
navy
2.
and red.
Sometimes they make the 2 and my mind.
Every now and again, green thrown in there, but the navy and the red are the 2. Why is that, I wonder? Do you know?
Because I think it's because they can't see
vision.
they don't see, I don't think they
And
see
here we are
color.
in
It's
cold.
like my husband all the time is like when I go to change something at home, I'm like, I'll run things past him. Like, do you like this? Do you like that? And he'll go, oh, you're so good at it. And then he'll pop up someday and he'll go, how come you never let me make these decisions?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm like, at least I ask your opinion
That's
because
true.
I probably would just do it.
Especially with your skill. I would definitely just be. She's got a good eye.
I was going to say, I have a really good eye.
feel
I
like
would
the
say I'm
2
an interior designer, but maybe it's my OCD. But like, I like just take example of my room upstairs.
The room in our
And
office.
I've changed it how many times?
Oh, so many times.
Just to get the right vibe. But
In
I had
the
to
new
have
house?
Yeah,
In the
but I
house,
haven't got all
change
my
it.
pieces yet, so I'm trying before I buy what I want. I want to make sure everything's in this nice, neat, cozy order. But I also am more like a clean aesthetic. I don't like a bunch of things.
She doesn't want
It bothers
trinkets.
me. I don't like trinkets. I don't want a basket of balls sitting on the table. Like I can't. A flower here and there's fine.
Yeah.
Some lights fine. But I don't need all the knickknacks. I'm kind of minimalist, but I still want it to look comfy.
No, I get that.
No.
Cozy minimalist.
Cozy minimalist. That is a vibe.
That
is my vibe.
I know. The cozy minimalist.
Or like a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah. Exactly. That is me.
No, it is her. I'm like the opposite where I have a vision, but I can never bring that vision to life.
I've helped you a little bit in your room.
No, I'm always like, someone help. Because I know what I want, but I don't know how to get it to that point.
Really?
I kind of have a vibe I want, can never put that
even
down.
you were saying the comforter.
Knowing you, I find that unusual because I think you're always put together and you always...
It's a good vision. Pretend. No, just
not pretend.
Make it till you make it.
You're talking to Erin.
Yeah, I have.
So have I.
She's the best. I want to redo my bedroom like colors because it's old and just not cute. And I was like, help me. I need help. Help me find a comforter.
I know.
I'm still asking for help.
You asked me last night.
So as sisters, do you get each other's vibe?
We're not the same vibe.
Not the same vibe.
But it's not like I don't like her aesthetic.
But
it's
I don't
just
even
not
know
my
my aesthetic.
She doesn't. I think. Never mind. I'm not.
Go ahead.
I was gonna
You
say it's
think
a lot
I
of mom.
No, that's not mine though.
Well, you took it
Like
on.
stuff. No, she bought me a lot of stuff.
Oh.
And do you feel compelled to use it?
Well, because because I had it. I think I'm bad at throwing things away. So
Yeah, she brought in.
That's what
This
we
is
laugh
making
at
me so
trinkets.
mad. We're sweating carrying all this stuff, and I see a box of DVDs, and I looked at her. I go, "When was the last time you watched it? Put a DVD in the
we
DVD
wasn't
player."
internet that night. We didn't have
No.
Wi-Fi.
Even if you don't have internet, I swear,
I feel like
she's
a true sister.
she's lost power before. I swear,
I'll never
or
watch a
Wi-Fi,
DVD.
and never put a DVD in. I was like,
Never.
why did we sweat bringing this in?
Yeah.
But stuff like that.
Like I just have stuff from when I first got my own place, and I'm sure I know my mom decorated all of it, and it just has stayed with me. But it's not stuff I like. So now that we
It's not
have this
necessarily
house,
aligned to you.
I'm like maybe back in the day because I just didn't care or know. I'm like sure, just whatever.
yeah, I was like that when I was younger, just enough to get by.
And it was
but
just nice because people were buying things for it. I'm like, yeah, great, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
phenomenal.
yeah, when you're younger, it's a little
Anything,
bit.
like
yeah,
any-
you'll take
yeah,
whatever.
you'll take
you can
anything.
get. Yeah,
And a throw blanket, I was like, I was never gonna pay to have a throw blanket at that time. So I loved having a pink throw.
yeah. You hate.
And I hate pink like that.
I think so. I have 6 kids. Well, 8 total,
Yeah.
7 now.
Yeah.
I can't. I never know what to say to people. You know.
Right?
Yeah.
But it was always like whatever I was casting off.
Mhm.
Yes.
They were all grateful to
You
get.
take it. Yeah.
But now it's become a joke.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
This
they'll
is
show up
mom's
at the
aesthetic.
house. No, it's
Oh.
like they'll show up at the house and I'll be like, even food, you know,
Yeah.
like if it sits in the freezer
Yes.
and we buy stuff at Costco and it's like, okay, we're never gonna eat this.
Mhm.
Well, they have families.
Mm.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, rather than throw this away, why don't you take this home?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now they just take it,
Yeah.
and then they throw it
throw it
away.
away.
When
Aw.
I need someone to do that for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like our mom was kind of like that.
Oh, for
She'll just-
sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I just need to get rid of stuff. So now that we have the house, I feel like because it's mine and I'm like, I want to make it look nice. I'm like, help, I need to get rid of everything. I'm like, just throw it away. If you don't like it, we'll
Yeah.
just toss it because it's time.
And I feel like if my stuff's not all, I think it's part of the OCD thing again. Though, like
Mhm.
if it's too scattered, I feel like I can't function.
I
Right.
agree.
Like I don't feel as productive if I'm scattered.
Oh, I can
With
if
my
it's
stuff
just not
scattered.
organized.
so, did her box of DDDs make you feel
It
that way?
spiraled. I'm just kidding.
Is it
I'm kidding.
spiraled?
No, I'm joking. Kind of. Well,
in the
it was
basement.
the whole house for a minute because everything was
Oh,
unorganized.
it was
But yeah,
horrible. Yeah. Actually, I just undid like a ton of boxes yesterday, and I swear last night was the best I've slept because I think
Yeah.
the mess was gone.
Mhm.
And just all, you have all these thoughts of I need to get this put away. But last night I was like, oh, I feel like I can breathe. And now I can focus on decorating and like getting everything looking better once all this stuff
Once
is
all
put into
that's-
place.
yes.
yeah.
So we know the cozy minimalist over here.
Yeah.
So what would Steph say about her?
I kind of like the cozy, but I don't know if minimalist per se. I don't like
not
stuff
minimalist.
though either though. I don't
You
really
should have
like
seen the big bed that we brought up. We couldn't even get it
that
up.
wasn't really something I like.
I'm just saying.
Okay, my old vibe used to be just clunky and chunky.
Clunky and chunky. Yeah.
Clunky and chunky
Okay.
and all the crap.
Yeah.
Now I don't like all minimalist, but I like cozy. I'm more of like a cozy. I think there's a small part of me that kind of loves a boho vibe, but it's also not really me either. I don't know. I like it, but I don't know. I don't know.
You're not
But
a mix.
yes.
Botanical?
I do kind of like the green.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do kind of like,
Yeah.
but nothing like. I don't want it to be overdone. Does that
Like
make sense?
not too many plants.
Mm-hmm.
When I say botanical, I think of greens and browns.
I do
and
like those.
those-
Every laugh that every time I see like a greenery thing, I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
the warmer
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah,
I
see
can see that.
Do you?
You have a lot of blue stuff.
But blue, like I don't really like in my. I like blues, but not as much like in my bedroom anymore.
You've outgrown the
Like
blue.
cool
I'm
blues
too cool for
or
blue now. I like a light, like
like a baby blue?
No.
but not
No.
bright. Yeah, like a cool lighter blue.
Okay. I don't know.
What color's my bed?
It's a darker blue to me.
Like a gray blue, grays
Okay.
and blues,
Okay.
those kinds of those
That goes
used
with
to
your
be
new
my
house,
vibe.
definitely.
But I don't know if I really want that now. Like that was
Ah.
kind of an old stuff.
Do you
I'm ready to,
find
grow
people
up.
like outgrow it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happening right now.
Yeah.
The whole vibe has changed. I think the house is helping that though. I think it's bringing out like what I really, because like before an apartment never really feels like yours. So you're like, I don't really care. I just need stuff to like fill it and be comfortable. At least that's how I always felt. But now it's a house. I'm like, no, I'm gonna be like living here. It's mine. I can like make it what I want it to be. So I care more. And now I'm starting to try to figure out what that's gonna look like.
Well, if you need help.
I do need help. I'm gonna be calling you soon.
What are the biggest things you think people need help with when it comes to interior design stuff?
That's a great question.
I think clutter is a big issue
one, yeah.
with people.
Trinkets.
Yeah, because we're all gifted things by
Yes.
people that we love. And it's very hard to tell somebody, maybe that doesn't fit with your vibe.
Yes.
It's
It's a big one for sure.
Clinging to some of those things or making a way to organize them that makes sense so that it doesn't look out of control.
Yeah.
Is often a challenge. It's almost like being an organizer.
I was just gonna ask that. You feel like you organize?
Yeah, I was
more
just
than
gonna
you
say,
design.
organizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can give somebody. It's funny. I have the conversation with my husband all the time about people that buy new houses and then they fill them full of junk.
Yes.
And
Except for my room. Except for my room.
no
I
intent
feel
there.
attacked. No, just kidding.
But they'll go out and have a new home built and build it to a specification that is just gorgeous. And then when you walk in, it's like, why did you keep your old furniture? And I realize cost is a yes.
I just bought a house.
Yeah. That's true.
I realize cost is a factor.
Yeah.
But there are lots of things that you can do that don't cost a lot of money. And I think that's where maybe practical design should be a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I do have a daughter that's an architectural designer,
cool.
but she designs schoolhouses.
Yeah.
But she used to do, like, she's got a restaurant that is listed in Condé Nast in Washington, D.C. that's like one of the top 8. And,
Very cool.
that she designed. But her vibe in her house is cluttered.
Is it really? To you?
And to
What
me,
does it tell
it
other people?
is. I don't think to her friends. I think
No.
all of her friends are very similar. And she would say it was contained clutter, but she's got 2 10-year-olds running around.
Oh, yeah.
She adopted my other daughter's 10-year-old, and she has a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
So they're peanut and jelly. And
Oh, that's so
they,
cute.
yeah. So Charlotte was born in February, and she looked like a little peanut, so we called her Peanut.
Oh, that's cute.
And then Jaleesa was born in April, and Jaleesa led to Jelly.
Jelly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And
funny.
so they've always been Peanut and Jelly.
Oh, that's
and,
funny.
cute.
That is funny.
and so they were excited as 10-year-olds would be that they got to live together, and they had signs on the door,
Right.
Peanut and Jelly's room.
Aw.
And, but it is, a little more chaotic and a little more like I'm a super neat person, and she will let it fall away and then clean it up one day.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
we're completely on different
Yeah.
spectrums.
I think you
and-
don't live together anymore.
No.
That's a
And
good
it's
thing.
funny, my girls were all like her, but my son was not.
Oh, my gosh.
Huh.
He's as neat. He's a
Kinda
neat
nice
freak.
because it's usually the opposite. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
that your
But they
son-
call him a mama's boy.
Oh.
Which he is.
That's okay.
He is.
To an
Yeah.
extent. That's
He
good.
is.
I feel like we both don't like clutter on things. Like we're good about keeping counters clean. I just have stuff. It's just the stuff.
I call it trinkets.
Yeah, the trinkets are killing me.
What do you classify as a trinket?
Anything. That's what I said. She goes, "Oh, your little trinkets." I said, "What trinkets?" She acted like I brought over.
She had a basket of balls. That's really driving me nuts.
I said, throw them away.
And then
that's why she mentioned the basket.
that's one.
Trinkets.
We have right now soap in a plastic thing with a pretty bow sitting on.
Someone made that for us.
See, someone made it for us, so it
For
has
Christmas.
So we have to show it, and even though it's taking up,
Well,
we have a really tiny counter
we
space.
just use it.
Let's open up the plastic and the pretty bow. Anyway, that's one. And then she says she uses it though. That radio.
I do actually use that.
Okay,
Radio.
it's like an old school radio. It looked like just like an accent piece.
It was for my patio, my old place, but it's inside now.
Okay.
But she's got like a lot of what I call like live,
outside.
laugh, love signs.
Oh, I said we can get rid of those too. Those are ugly. Not too much of like the inspo.
Yeah, the inspo signs, you know.
Yeah. Those were a big thing. Those
are what people buy me, and I'm like,
see, she has a thing with what people get her.
Because they come over and they expect it to be up.
Yeah,
I've had many
Do
people.
you know a lot of people?
They don't even know what they got you anymore.
Yeah.
They do forget.
That's good because it's time. Because there's one other one I got recently from someone. I'm like, if I get one more, like, you can do it sign.
I'll say that. You'll get rid of something and somebody will show up and they'll go, "Where's my sign?"
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have way too many of those. A lot of them are from over the years. But yes, I'm like, I have so many. You got this.
That's funny.
Be thankful.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be thankful to get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's why they're just sitting there in the corner. I'm like,
I do have one.
Yeah, but I have like
it says
six.
a little.
Yeah, she does have like 6 or 7.
6 or 7, 8 or 9. No, just
Oh my gosh.
and
And
that's
we
not
use
my
it.
vibe.
We use it to fish dog toys out from
I have
underneath.
done that with one of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, to
But
find it in the corner.
Yeah.
But it says a little more kindness, a little less judgment. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
One's acceptable, but after that,
It's a lot. Yeah, one's fine. The pile I have, no, it's not good.
So Brittany's even scaring me because I have some balls.
Yeah.
On the basket.
Yeah, I'm a little, like I said, minimalist.
Basketballs.
I used to be a sterile, not even cozy minimalist.
Oh,
Was like what I liked, but now I'm embracing more cozy vibes.
Yeah, cozy's good. Cozy, comfy.
Comfy.
Yeah.
To you, what does that mean? Does that mean fur?
Yeah, like I have like
throws and-
yeah, I have a furry like
Gold
comforter,
accents.
gold accents,
Gold accents. That's a warm
cream
tone.
colors.
Cream colors.
For my bedroom though, that's because of the brick inside. I don't know if it
I'll
was
say we do have brick accents. We're trying to bring out all the brick.
yeah,
pretty.
because I wouldn't
Yeah.
say I would necessarily pick that if I was in a different. Like I actually enjoy like darker aesthetic stuff
Yeah.
when it comes. It just depends on what I'm doing,
Yeah.
like what the room is and what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
You can always accent with dark.
Yeah, I just didn't feel it in this
In your
specific
space,
room
yeah.
based on the paint and the floor and all that. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I would. I love black. Black's like my favorite.
Now, do you, with your interior design, ever do anything with like I guess her big thing is like how it's all set up, like or how furniture's placed and all that. Is that a big part of how you,
Did you ever work with people that did like feng shui?
That's what I was going to say. Feng shui.
I've not worked with people that don't do feng shui.
Yeah.
Feng shui.
Yeah.
One of my cousin friend, she's a very good artist. And when she first came to this house, she was like, she goes, "Where's the color?"
Yeah.
Because it's very cream, very
Neither of us
neutral.
like a ton of
I don't like a lot of
Um,
color.
But she learned, like after a while, I said, "Well, it's just in the touches. You have to look for it." And that's the vibe that I like to create, is that your eye is kind of drawn to something in particular or something unique or something that's vibrant and seems out of place.
Some people do like a bright red and like a neutral room or something, like a pop of it somewhere.
Just a pop.
Pop, yeah, like a pillow or a flower.
It
Or
was like
something.
yellow. If it was with yellow sometimes. They just
Yeah, and I like to change those things out and do those types of things. And I think that does maybe lend itself to being kind of feng shui.
Yeah.
Because you're creating that emotion, in the room, that it's calm and peaceful and balanced.
Very cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you go somewhere to learn interior design, or is it just kind of natural for you?
It's just always.
Yeah. That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
Just an eye for it.
Yeah. Some people just have that
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
I just have the vision of it. I don't have an eye for it though.
Do you
Always
like
said that.
symmetry or asymmetrical?
I like symmetry.
Symmetry.
I like it
Yeah.
organized. Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
That's my mom loves asymmetrical stuff.
Oh, really?
And my mantle this year was very asymmetrical. It's kind of a corner mantle. And so the garland that I made for it kind of made it look even more asymmetrical than it normally does. And she was just
Loved it.
in all.
Aw.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. She was
You
like,
what do you normally like?
I like symmetry.
Symmetry.
Yeah. Yeah. I like balance.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
You feel like most people lean that way.
I think they do.
Yeah.
I think my OCD can't handle
I
it.
said she's just very perfectionist with it, which I get. So it would be hard if something was a little different. She'd be fixing
I'd be
it.
fixing it. Yeah.
I should say, some of the design things, though, I did learn. I went to school to study landscape architecture.
Oh wow! I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's part of that construction, part of that whole deal, and that's where I learned like symmetry numbers and learning odd numbers are balanced.
Oh.
So when you plant or when you design something in a room, you should always work in odd numbers.
Oh.
And if you don't, like, you can feel it.
That's so
I always like
interesting.
even numbers, so that would be hard for me, but that makes sense.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah,
lean
so
towards
like
that.
their display back here of 3 candles.
Is it driving? Is it
No.
good?
No, it's
Good thing.
perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
There's 3 skincare.
There's 3 skincare.
Yeah.
That's
Did you say free skincare
Yeah.
or free
People
skincare?
would.
Yeah.
If only.
Yeah. Come to our parties and go
Yeah.
get some.
Come to happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Well, no, I've learned so much already.
Same.
If someone wanted to like find you or had like want anything from you, is there like a social media account that you prefer them to contact you with, or just Google? Yeah.
Wow.
Google.
Yeah. Just Google
Facebook.
Kathy.
They want to
Yeah.
take your test.
Yeah, if they want to
Yeah.
check out, like Vision Sparks, they could find you at Vision Sparks.
Kathy at vision-spark.com.
Okay.
You can reach out and talk to me anytime there about anything, even though that's my work email. You know, I talk to people about whatever.
Awesome. I love it. Well, we appreciate having you.
Yeah, thanks
on
for
here.
coming.
Thanks for
Thank you,
having
guys.
you. Bye, beauties.
Bye, beauties.
Bye, beauties.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Boxland Media. Think big.